Everybody has a story to tell, and there was a time when we would share those stories around the kitchen table, laughing, telling jokes, talking about the events of the day, heated debates, tragic loss, living life. The kitchen table is where we could share our lives, so come sit with me and my friends as conversation unfolds across the kitchen table. In this special episode that I'm calling Across the Kitchen Table After Dark, I'd love to introduce you to my dear friend, Matt. Matt is a good bartender friend of mine, and we've shared loads of conversations across the bar. I was able to pin him down at the end of a shift to get this fiery episode that goes all over the place. We talk about family and upbringings, a little bit about video games, occupational therapy versus physical therapy, and we finish with some philosophical thoughts about political correctness and getting offended. Matt is a very deep thinker, a fellow nerd like me, and is very friendly and congenial. He really makes for a great barkeep. This episode is, quote, after dark, because it takes place at a pub with a few drinks, and as such might be a little more unfiltered. Please leave me a comment to let me know what you think. Now, pour yourself a cold one and pull up a stool as we banter across the kitchen table after dark.
I got nothing else at this point. We are kind of waiting.
By this point, it got awkward. It's like, oh, it's down to one person.
Right, now we're just dealing with
Drinking beer.
Which, not gonna lie, is always a good time.
It is.
But at the same time.
But I also don't want to hold you up too much.
I appreciate that.
But.
We did also close early, so.
45 minutes.
Yeah, we ain't staying that long.
30 minutes. You want to do a short one? We can do a short one.
We can do a short one.
Maybe I should do some sort of clippings of
We do
beforehand.
clippings. Yeah, just.
This is what it sounds like when you're in a bar. In a pub.
Yeah, across the kitchen table on the road. And it's just, you now just have general conversation.
This one's across the bar. Across the bar with
across
Elwood
the bar,
Brands.
and we kind of took some liberties from some people without their consent. It's fine.
Damn it. You said all that. I was going to use it up to this point. Damn it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So the thing with the kitchen table, I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you what was your experience growing up? Did you have a good family and
Oh yeah, we were.
What was your family experiences?
So, had older brother, younger sister, younger brother.
Yeah.
Very close with family in general. Spent a lot of time with extended family as well. My grandparents lived 7 minutes away from us before my parents bought my grandparents' house.
Yeah.
And my grandparents moved they were snowbirds, so half the year they were in Florida. But on my current parents' property was a main house, separate building, in the basement had my dad's dental office. That was my grandfather's dental office.
Yeah.
That my dad took over.
Family business.
Yes. And then and then apartment above. My grandparents for half the year moved into the apartment above. So literally lived less than 100 yards from my grandparents.
Yeah.
That was in about high school when we did that. So family was always very close.
Yeah.
Obviously the normal family riffs and tiffs and whatever.
They happen, yeah.
They happen. You live close to somebody for long enough, you're gonna get pissed at them every now and again. It just happens.
But what is normal, I suppose? Because I grew up, most of my life, I lived 50 yards from my grandparents.
Okay.
So we were there all the time. So
Yeah.
I was really close to them. My grandfather died when I was 12, so that was a big hit to the family.
Okay, fair. My grandfather passed, or the one we lived super close to passed when I was in college at that point. Mm-hmm. So I think I was 21 when he passed.
What did he pass from?
He mainly old age, but there was some minor liver and kidney issues. Nothing substantial. My other grandfather, he had multiple strokes, heart disease, but we were super close. I helped him with remodeling the apartment above my dad, above the office. He taught me most of my handyman stuff.
DIY.
My DIY skills, if you will. I can go in and I can plumb a sink. if it, once it starts getting further beyond that, I might need to call someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I cut his grass. I cut the grass at that house for over 20 years.
How old were you when you started cutting grass?
Ooh, I had to be 8th grade.
Okay.
Which 7th, 8th grade, which I never remember what that age equivalents to.
Like 14-ish? Yeah.
Actually, I was probably closer to like 12, 13.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, at least helping with it. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely on the push mower. Before that, 14, 15, I was on the tractor. Because the property, it's almost 2 acres.
Okay.
With the big hill is close to probably 30, 35 degree slope.
Yeah, that could be dangerous.
And huge. And it's huge.
Yeah.
Like actually, when you're sled riding, my sister went down it, and there's a little bump at the bottom. She got it enough speed that she jumped, her leg went under the sled, and she landed on her leg and broke her ankle.
Wow.
And we had to drag her out of it. Like,
wow.
Yeah. Like it's a big ass hill.
Yeah.
So like it probably takes between by myself when I was at like prime cutting, I would do it all myself in probably just under 3 hours.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 3 hours. Yeah.
About that.
Yeah.
Also, some of the best 3 hours of my life because it was just throw the headphones in and ignore the world.
Chill
it
out.
It was fantastic.
Thing. Yeah. That's awesome. I love that you have like that. I have the same sort of experience of just, growing up and like.
But I also love like my parents have great stories of like patients sitting in the chair, and like there was the one window that in my dad's operatory that could look out, and you would see us go past, and I'd just be jamming to music, singing "No Hands on the Wheels," going down the hill at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And they are just like, "Oh my God, your son's gonna die," and my dad would just be like, "No, he's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine. He does this all the time, and he knows where the gopher holes are. He's fine."
Yeah, gopher holes. Yeah.
Oh, they were everywhere. But like, yeah, no, like I did not have a difficult childhood.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up?
So in Moon.
Okay.
Moon.
And at that point, I suppose it was a little less built up and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Because I wouldn't say like Moon, even back in the day, that Moon was really still that rural. Like I'm way more rural than that is,
fair.
But it sounds like we have similar experiences with kind of a rural sort of
upbringing. A little bit. And like my grandparents had they called it the farm. It was a cabin up about 2 hours north, not quite to Erie.
Okay.
We would go up there summer for weekends and help, like my grandfather and my dad and his brothers and sisters built it.
Oh, wow.
Now, obviously, nothing was to code because my grandfather did not understand how code worked. As long as it remained standing, and you were never going to fall through the upstairs into the lower levels. You might feel like it, but you were never going to.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was a straight wall in that building.
No. So he didn't believe in a square.
No.
Square, level, plumb, that doesn't matter.
You remember you've seen all the memes about like landlords and stuff of this painting over whatever. Like, yeah, it's good enough.
Yeah. But the thing is if you're building with better construction materials.
Yeah. It kind of does it for you.
It's a little forgiving.
Yes, for sure. He was not always building with good construction materials because the man was very good at his finances and whatnot. Mm-hmm. He was also a cheap bastard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Like
what did he do for a living?
He was a dentist.
Oh, okay. So but he learned all the stuff, did all of the other stuff on his own.
Just kind of on his own.
Did he learn from his father, sort of thing, or
apparently we never really had a relationship with his father. He was raised by his aunt. We called her Great Aunt Betty.
Okay.
I don't know the full
story behind
it.
Yeah.
My mother could rattle it off because she's good at that shit. But like he was not raised by his father. Apparently, a massive alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
Type thing. But he was raised by his great aunt, by his aunt or.
So
Betty. She was lovely.
Where did he pick this stuff up from?
I don't actually know.
Interesting. Because I think
now he did. I know he did work in the mills a bit.
Okay.
When going in, like working towards going into dental school and such. And generally, actually, dentistry is
It's the mechanic of the.
It kind of actually like.
All right, let's crack in here and do this thing.
But like he at a certain there was a point where he was essentially making his own dentures for patients.
Oh yeah.
Because it was that far back.
Yeah. Huh.
Like he had all of this stuff to do it, so he was incredibly handy.
Yeah, never really thought about
everything done necessarily correctly? Probably not.
Correctly according to what though?
Correct. Exactly. Like it was functional and it worked.
Yeah.
Did it meet whoever's code?
Specific standards.
Right. No, because he added on in their house, he had to add a room for my 2 aunts.
Yeah.
Their doorway comes in at under 5 foot. So we have great stories of like
only short people allowed.
Of brothers of us living in the house and like having a fight, and all of a sudden you'd see my younger brother go running past and my older brother chasing, and one would duck and the other wouldn't, and just concussion central.
Well, and you're like what, 6'2"?
I'm 6'4". But then
I didn't realize you were that tall.
I slouch a bit. Tim is just a hair under 6 foot. My dad is 6 foot, and Andrew, my older brother, is 6'2".
Okay.
We're all fairly tall.
Yeah, tall people.
Oh, like we have sections in the basement of that house that are kind of under 5 foot.
Yeah.
Like not meant for normal humans, but like
normal humans.
Actually, no, they're meant for normal humans. They're not meant for us. We're in the wrong fucking house.
Oh, no, you're not. For all those listeners out there, if you're under 5'4", you are not normal.
You're not. You're not. I'm gonna say it now. At this point, you have fallen behind.
Well, the thing is, though, is the normal is the bell curve, which is only based upon the population that's there. So our normal in 2025
is very different. Oh, absolutely. But you also think like way back, everything was built smaller because people were generally smaller.
Yeah, and that was the norm.
With access to better food, better water, better health,
and big ass couches.
People can grow bigger. It's like if you continually increase the size of your fish tank and continue to feed them, your fish will just generally continue to grow.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So you asked about the questions I hand out.
Yeah.
Because there's no preparation for this at all.
I was gonna say that's how I approach all my jobs.
Brought to you by across the bar stool today.
Nailed it.
But one of them is, well, the one I always ask people, so you can like mill this over in your head.
Okay.
Is that I always want to get like some sort of message of hope. Like if there's some sort of saying or quote that has meant something to you that has kind of kept you going throughout the years. So and that's usually what I leave with. Because you and I have had conversations about like mental illness and stuff, and
absolutely, yeah.
I don't want to say that this isn't propaganda. I'm like, I don't have a mission with this necessarily, but for sure. There is like that bent to it.
No, and
I suffer from it. My family, there's all kinds of different issues.
And I think necessarily whether anybody knows it or is willing to admit it or not, everybody suffers at some point from some sort of mental anxiety, depression. Yes. 100%.
Well, because it can even be as simple as like, okay, so you don't have chronic bronchitis.
No.
But you can still have bronchitis for a season.
Correct.
So some people can have depression for a season.
Yes.
Other unfortunate individuals are chronic.
It's literally seasonal depression.
Yeah.
But I would have to say one of my favorite quotes comes from one of my favorite people, Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
Don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive.
Yeah.
And like, I love that quote simply because it's like, anytime you're there and and you start freaking out about like stuff, it's like, wait a minute, this doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
In the grand scheme of anything.
Yeah, that's true.
We are essentially a blip on a radar.
Yeah.
And the percent chance I have of being one of the people remembered to history.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Is incredibly small. Just don't be one of the ones remembered for something bad.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have a greater chance of being remembered if you do something incredibly shitty.
How deep do you want to go right now?
I mean,
because there's so many thoughts bouncing around my head.
Yeah, hit me with it.
One of them.
Why not?
Well, that's right. One of them is that like, because I myself sometimes I take stuff seriously all the time. I
Fair.
take so many things on my shoulders that I really shouldn't. And then I step back and think, yeah, but you're meaningless. And if you step back too much into that meaningless thing, then you feel like, well, then nothingness, nihilism, right?
Yes.
Without some sort of like future goal or some sort of like, what am I doing to impart something onto somebody?
So I don't know that you necessarily need to worry about imparting something onto someone or onto humanity necessarily. Do everything you can to impart something on the people you generally interact with. Like, we should be here for a good time, not a long time. And generally, you don't want to make that experience, like, if you make that experience worse for somebody else, they can make it worse for you. If you make it better for somebody else, they're generally not going to make it worse for you.
Yeah.
So why not just try to be better about it?
But so why don't more people look through life with that lens then?
Because they don't live with the same lens that I have. Like, I had my upbringing, you had your upbringing.
Yeah.
We don't live through the same lens.
Well, but yeah, and so you and I have never really talked about this personally, but you know, my faith plays a huge factor. Well, and I talk about this in a lot of podcasts because I talk to different people, like, whatever you believe is fine.
Oh, absolutely.
But your beliefs do dictate how you live.
Oh, no, absolutely.
If you believe that gravity's not real, then you're gonna, fall around a whole bunch because gravity's still true, but like you believe it doesn't happen.
Or like you can believe that gravity is not necessarily real, and still necessarily not fall down all the time because you maybe associate gravity as something else.
Oh, okay.
As type thing. Like
tie,
I don't believe in gravity, but I know that something else is holding me down.
You tie the truth to something else.
Right.
Ooh, that's an interesting thought.
Because science is generally true for all things in all instances. How you take or perceive science is going to be dictated by your beliefs, possibly. So
the deeper question,
yeah.
Do you believe that there is an all-powerful being? Like, I'm not even going to dive into labels and all that kind of stuff. Because again, you and I have had tons of conversations,
right? And
we've talked about, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and all these common interests, but we've never had like the real deeper conversations.
We haven't. I think I love to associate my general belief as we are a bad game of The Sims. Essentially, somebody
started the game and they fucked up.
Somebody started a game and either we are a save file that nobody's opened in a while, but just continued to play.
Okay.
But stuff kept continuing to happen. Nobody's bothered to touch it.
Now, so why do you think that?
I personally, I don't see
is it observational?
A bit. So a lot of stuff that bad stuff happened in the world, tsunamis, earthquakes, disease.
Yeah,
it can be explained by science.
You turned off the filter in Sims that said,
right,
let it all happen.
Correct. And there's not somebody sitting there and going, yeah, we should just fire that off, because it's all can be explained within the game.
Okay.
Essentially.
Within the rules.
Within the rules of the game as we understand it.
Yeah, okay.
And I know there are all the stories of miracles and stuff necessarily happening. Have not necessarily seen major miracle that could not be explained by maybe a hallucination or something.
Something else. Okay.
Or person just generally lying
yeah.
about what happened. That's multiple sources, video, actual scientific evidence that a miracle happened.
So, would you say you're an atheist? An agnostic?
If you
have to put yourself in a camp,
if I've had to put myself in a camp, and one of my best friends is he's a Presbyterian minister.
Okay.
We've had this conversation multiple times. I think we've narrowed it down to that I'm an agnostic.
Okay.
I generally believe there was maybe possibly some form of something there, and I'm never going to rule that out.
Yeah, you're open-minded.
Right.
Okay.
Generally, they're all hands off at this point. and and in my perspective, I don't think they're coming back to the save file.
You guys are discarded.
Correct.
In that current reality, you guys messed up so far.
We just happen to play in a game. We're not Pokemon where they erase the game. Aim to open a new save file. Like, there are multiple saves that they can do.
Yeah, that does happen, doesn't it?
It does. Like Skyrim, you can open up as many saves as you want.
This is where we connect. Skyrim.
I own it on every gaming system.
Yeah.
And I haven't opened it in months, but I will never get rid of it.
So Skyrim is what, the 5th iteration
It was Elder Scrolls 5, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're waiting on 6 still.
Still. That's been like what?
Oh, because
10 years?
They released Skyrim in 2011, so
More than.
well, it's also what was Bethesda. I think they actually sold to Microsoft. It was them just releasing DLCs and stuff and milking Skyrim because Skyrim is so good.
Yes.
And
but we
it was beating
about that.
Well, and I mean, like, for its time, it was so good because you could do so much. Was it glitchier than shit? Absolutely. But that also added to it a bit, I think.
I was really going to argue more so that I liked the mechanics of Oblivion better.
Oh, fair. So I only played a little bit of Oblivion.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, you should dive back into that.
I should. And like,
Because-
problem is that they did not resell Oblivion for the Switch, and my Switch is the only gaming system I currently have.
Okay, that's fair.
That actually functions. My Xbox cannot handle anything at the moment. My Xbox is almost as old as Skyrim. Close.
You got to blow it out with the vacuum cleaner because it's
Probably
like, wow,
actually,
there's so much dust.
I really actually probably should.
Yeah.
But
Well, so for me, the thing is I started into the Elder Scrolls with Morrowind because before Morrowind, I was into Might and Magic.
ooh, solid.
3DO.
Oh,
Did you ever play any
no.
of their?
Because like I heard of Might and Magic. I did not.
Yeah, 3DO had this whole thing of Might and Magic and Heroes of Might and Magic, and then what was the first-person shooter sort of thing?
GoldenEye.
Which is like 30 years.
30. At least 30.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's close to 30.
I think the 30-year
It's coming up.
Anniversary is coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, the 3DO stuff. I don't know how I even got onto it, but like the Heroes of Might and Magic is kind of a Age of Empires strategy sort of game.
Okay.
You have your own little castle, and then you can explore out from it, but it's about resources and like building your thing, but then also fighting everybody else.
Gotcha.
Might and Magic by itself was an RPG sort of thing. You had 4 adventurers in your group.
Yeah.
So you could build them out. And if you built the right team, you have an archer and you have a defense guy, all that kind of stuff.
It's D&D light.
Yes.
Kind of.
But it was so, like, at least for me at that point, because that was 2000 something, 2002.
Yeah.
Or 1. It was so immersive. And the soundtrack was good and the gameplay was good, and then how you can customize your characters and what way you can go with it, because if you want to travel the whole world and just be an herbologist and pluck flowers and make concoctions, you could do that. And that's where when I transitioned over, so me and my buddy, we both played Might and Magic, and then he moved over to Morrowind and he said, you got to check this out. Well,
and I think Elder Scrolls did that, while Skyrim maybe didn't do it as well.
Oblivion did.
Okay. How did Morrowind do?
So the thing with Morrowind is, sadly, I never really got to explore it a whole lot, because when he said, "Oh, you got to check out Morrowind," we both really like this game. Let's move over to this one because of these reasons. My IBM ThinkPad back in the day
Took a dive.
couldn't do it. Graphically, all that stuff, it couldn't do it.
And like, it's so sad to think about because Morrowind graphically
was terrible according to today's standards. Yeah.
Right. And to try to tell any like kid growing up today, like, my computer actually couldn't handle this.
Yes. So did you play Morrowind?
I did not.
Okay. So the thing is,
watch a shit ton of clips.
Okay. What I understand is that Morrowind was extremely difficult.
Yes.
Because it had instances where if you did something, you could not backtrack from it.
Right.
You talk to a person in a different village somewhere else.
Yes.
And you say the wrong thing, you could never come back around to that quest.
Right.
Which I love the realism of that.
Yes.
I appreciate
that.
that.
And I think, but also at the same time, it locked you out of stuff. which is why they did it differently for necessarily Oblivion, Skyrim, because they realized.
And I think that I feel like they overcorrected too much with Skyrim.
Yes.
Because for me personally, Skyrim got a little too much of like, let's shove them down the story path.
Yes.
That's
for
where
sure.
I
But
loved
also,
Oblivion, because you could still go out there and just pick flowers and buy houses and be your own thing.
Fair. But I think that's also why I like Skyrim so much. Like, what some of my favorite games to play are the Legend of Zelda games, because you are like, I want to play the storyline.
Okay, that's
like,
fair.
I almost want, like, I just never had a system that could run God of War. If I had if I had played PlayStation, God of War would probably be one of my favorites, because it's simply a cinematic follow the story.
Yeah.
Like, you're not really going to deviate from the story. You can't really.
Yeah. So you like those kind of games more so than the open world exploration, choose your own adventure?
At certain times, generally, because like a lot of times gaming for me is just come down. I want to play and follow a storyline, easy. Not necessarily have to make a whole lot of decisions, because this is my escape.
Yeah.
I do enjoy like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, where we had the option, and even Skyrim a bit had some of the options. You could go.
You can do some side quests.
You can go do some, but then you don't get you can't just like only do that.
Did you do KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic?
No.
So that was another one. I had the wrong computer at the wrong time.
Still, arguably the best cinematic trailer ever was Knights of the Old with Thexan and.
Some people could argue that KOTOR is still the quintessential RPG Star Wars game.
Fair.
The thing is that both that and the Morrowind thing, both of those things were coming out at the time where I had an older PC.
Yeah.
And it was clunky. And I bought both of them at that time, installed them, tried them, and it wasn't happening.
And it was just,
so I put it on this desk way back here. And then anybody after me, because like my friend Bo, right? He's and my sister too. They're both KOTOR. And whenever you launch back into something that in your later 30s, it's a little bit different of an experience.
Yes.
Because now I have a computer that can easily crush it and play those.
Right.
But I'm in a different mindset.
Correct.
And so I'm coming at it, I'm like,
I wonder I know they did, I don't know if they released it, but they were trying to do Knights of the Old Republic updated graphics. I don't know if they released that or not.
For me, it's not so much the graphics.
Oh,
though.
okay. See, for me, if the graphics don't work, it kind of takes me out of it.
So Morrowind, the fighting mechanics were really clunky.
Okay. And that's how I felt about Skyrim's fighting mechanics.
Okay.
At this, initially when I first played it, I was like, this is fantastic. Now trying to go back into it.
Because visually of what you're seeing and how it works, or
just
what you're doing control-wise?
What I'm trying to do control-wise, your guy is taking these huge giant swings, and I'm like, that's not how that would work. I would
and you want the ability to be able to choose
a little
that much?
So I love how Assassin's Creed Origins.
That was the next one I was going to bring up.
I love how Assassin's Creed Origins changed. Like, if they did an Elder Scrolls with the fighting capabilities of Assassin's Creed Origins Odyssey. Not necessarily like the super power-up stuff and whatnot, but just how you could handle one-on-one combat.
Yeah.
Because in Skyrim, when you block, the guy still swings through you.
Okay.
I love actually being able to truly
move
parry
a swing
slide in, or choose to, and they made your power attack and quick attack 2 different buttons instead of hold down.
Okay.
Because I'm a controller player.
Yeah. So what was the second Assassin's Creed after the original?
After Origins?
No, the original Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed 2. That was the first Ezio Assassin's Creed.
It was just called Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
Because they completely changed the controllers and how you did stuff. At least on PS3.
Oh, okay.
Because when I started playing it, the second one, I was like, wow, this is completely different. And then there's so much other stuff that doesn't make sense with how you would try to do. What you're talking about is this natural movement of things.
Yeah. So
you would think that you would want that in a controller thing.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't happen that way. And you're I gotta do this to do this. Okay.
So I think Assassin's Creed Origins which came after Black Flag.
And that was the pirate one.
Pirate one was Black Flag.
Yeah.
But then they had Rogue, Unity. They had a couple other ones in there. Origins was the one set in Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Where they completely changed the gameplay.
Okay.
Essentially. And what they did with it for 1v1 combat, they took a step back on the assassinate, on like the sneak.
Yeah.
But I think they launched actual one-on-one or multiple enemy combatant fighting.
Yeah.
Like it made it feel way more realistic, and your character just felt fluid.
Kind of the combo attack sort of way of going about things.
A little bit.
If you're successful with hitting this guy, then you spin off of this guy. You're carrying your momentum as a person moving through space and time.
A little bit. So like it was a lot better at like 1v1.
Uh-huh.
And it was a little clunky going, like if you finally killed this guy, it was a little clunky going to the second guy.
Uh-huh.
But it still felt better than any like Assassin's Creed 2 or any of those. Those always constantly felt clunky to me.
Yeah.
Because you were constantly waiting to parry. You couldn't do anything but parry.
Oh, okay.
In those.
Okay.
This you could actually attack.
Okay. So they had a Pirates of the Caribbean PC game.
Did they?
Oh yeah, that was, and I feel like that was actually, it was either just after that movie or just before it.
I feel like it'd have to be just after. Like, I feel like that would be your best.
So I feel like you and I could do an entire podcast on just video games.
Possibly. It's possible. I also hate to cut this one short, but we do need to
wrap it up
and roll tide here.
Okay, well, let's see if we can do like a little bit of an outro.
Okay, yeah.
Man, there's so much like more personal story. Some of this may actually be just kind of like a sidebar on the side.
Yeah.
Because do you ever, like, are you interested in like what makes people tick and why people do what they do?
I mean, yes and no.
Generally speaking. I know
generally speaking,
there's some guy who's pissing out in the field somewhere, and you're like, although you're kind of more curious, but you don't necessarily need to know.
And like, so like, in general, especially for like my job, you need to know what necessarily might motivate someone. Because like my entire job is you went to the hospital for X reason. I have to get you well enough to go home and not want to remain in a nursing home.
Yeah. And you do occupational therapy? Is that what it is?
Occupational, yeah. So like.
So what's the difference between occupational and physical?
My best explanation for the difference is, and I'll stop putting up chairs here for a second, is physical therapy is worried about getting you from point A to point B.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what you do once you get to point B.
Do you know how to live and function?
Can you, so like.
With whatever adaptations you need because of whatever happens.
Right. And so like my main setting, I'm dealing with what are called activities of daily living.
Yeah.
What you need to do to live.
Yeah.
I am focused on, can you bathe? Can you dress yourself?
Yeah.
Can you get yourself on and off the toilet? If you need to, can you make yourself a quick meal? Can you tie your shoes?
Yeah.
And then what equipment would you necessarily need to make sure you can do that?
Yeah.
Do you need something over top of your toilet so it's easier to get on and off? Do you need something that can help get your socks on and off?
Yeah.
With your pants? If you drop something
so
pick it
whereas
up.
What you're doing with those adaptations, physical therapy is different because you're trying to get them back to
physical therapy,
quote, normalcy or minus adaptations.
Well, physical therapy is still worried about getting you back to normalcy, maybe with adaptations. But like my concern is, can you put your sock on? Physical therapy, can you get from here to the bathroom? So like there is a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
Between us, and always be the first person to acknowledge nobody really knows what occupational therapy does.
Well, that's the thing is I have friends in both, and I've gone to a physical therapist after surgery.
Yeah.
And like rehabilitating my ankle and all that kind of stuff. And that's where like I I'm not in the medical world, so I'm trying to figure that stuff out.
If you're thinking more like on that orthopedic type side, like Physical therapy is going to help you fix your ankle. More than likely, if you injure your hand, you're going to see an occupational therapist.
Because you need it so much to do so many things in your daily life.
And
to
generally,
just survive.
correct. And generally, you'll see, so the main certification in therapy for like working with hands is the certified hand therapist or CHT. I have met more occupational therapists that have that certification necessarily than physical.
Okay.
Physical therapy, you see more are dealing with legs, spine, back, neck.
Okay.
OT is dealing more, and PT does like shoulder. You'll see OT more below shoulder down the arm.
Well, although the way you're describing it is almost making it sound like certain parts of your body or certain sort of movements.
Yeah, it can be.
And it can be, but not always.
Not always.
But the way you just said it kind of sounded more so like occupational is a little more of the fine motor skills.
It's a little more
as opposed to the larger.
Yes. And actually, that's probably OT is a little bit more fine motor as opposed to physical therapy being more gross motor.
Do you find that some people are sent to one or the other, that they should be sent to the opposite?
100%. I would say,
is that because general practitioners don't know where to send them?
I think so. Like generally, like if they general practitioner, doctor, whoever doesn't really know the difference between in or is not a true orthopedic, because the orthopedics are generally the one who know the better difference between us, will generally just pick PT.
Oh, okay. Because that's what's more
common. It's
common.
Far more common.
Is it an older practice? Did like occupational therapy come out of physical therapy? Was it like an offshoot?
So I don't know that it was like, I know it was more of like a combination between like it actually probably almost came more out of almost nursing a little bit.
Well, okay. Well, because the way you've described it, I could definitely see that, because I think the difficulty can come from the word occupational.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you think, oh, well, this has something to do with my job.
Correct. But
maybe they misnamed it.
A bit, but also at the same time, under the name of occupation, putting your pants on is an occupation.
Well, that's going back to the root definition of the word,
Correct.
and most people don't go to that.
No, exactly. So it's not a well-named thing. It is an appropriately named.
It should be named better for the stupidity of the people.
Correct. Let's face it, humans are 50% of humans are dumb.
We're limited by language and how we perceive it.
Absolutely.
That was my political response to that one.
Fair.
Because I don't mean to call people stupid.
No. And let's face it, there are people who are some of the most intelligent people I've ever met.
They're still stupid.
They're still stupid at times.
Yeah. But we have different levels of intelligence or different types of intelligence.
Absolutely. And but also at the same time, I appreciate George Carlin.
Oh, yeah.
With his whole getting too politically correct.
Yeah.
You have now, all political correctness is somebody essentially assigning this word is now bad.
Yeah. Well, and somebody takes offense to something, and it's like, well, everybody takes offense to something.
Correct.
How do you recognize? And that's where, even at the beginning, when I was saying about I can only speak my perspective.
Correct.
So if you have fault with it, please let me know. I don't mean to take offense.
No, and I don't mean to give offense necessarily.
Give offense. That's more so, yeah.
Yeah.
But I won't know up to that point.
Correct.
Here's the funny story.
And which is why, just having an open dialogue all the time needs to happen.
And that's what we're doing. And that's the whole point of the podcast.
Correct.
Because, my story
There's
real
your
quick.
sound bite.
Well, so Lars Graham grew up in Bedford County, never left Bedford County.
Yeah.
And I can't, she was born in the 30s or something.
Sure.
But she would always refer to black people as colored, because that's what she grew up with and what she knew. But I tell you what, that woman did not have a bad bone in her body as far as looking at people in a different way and hating on people.
Because they were
just say
colored.
Well, and she would just say colored people. But it didn't mean she loved you less or treated you differently. That's what she knew.
She's identifying.
Yes. And you can't carry that over and say, well,
No.
that's her being racist. No, it's not her being racist. It's the fact that when she died, she was like 76 or something. And that's how she knew it at that point.
And that's why, like, I still personally think that nature has a greater effect on humans than nurture necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Like, you are.
This is part 2.
There we go. You are an absolute product of your environment. Once you're out of the womb, genetics has kind of done its thing. It's now, or at least to me, like.
This is a whole episode.
Oh, this is.
Let's go down this one sometime.
Sometime. Not tonight. I got to get home.
Yeah. But let's go down that one.
Let's go down that rabbit hole. It should be a good time.
That is good. I like that.
Thanks for stopping by today. There's always a seat at the kitchen table and another story to tell. If you have a story to tell, I'd love to hear from you. Please send me a message. And also subscribe to the channel to look for more episodes, anecdotes, and information. Talk to you next time and have a great day.